I am warm, toasty, and enjoying the sun.
The sun indeed, because you look tan, and I'm very jealous because
I
I want to
am
be in Florida right now. But here we
loving
are
it.
in New York.
Loving it. I'm loving it.
Except it's been hotter in New York than it's been in Florida. It was 100 degrees the last three
I
days.
was gonna say it's only been like 80 something here, 86 maybe. I mean, it's still hot, don't get me wrong, but not 100 degrees hot.
My car said 112 inside of my car the other day. So
That's
I was getting
great.
track temperatures in my car. That was pretty cool. Now I see exactly what they're dealing with on all these crazy courses.
Absolutely not. Over 100 is too much.
Over 100's a little bit much, but it was nice today. It's supposed to piss down rain tomorrow, unfortunately, which sucks, but we'll be
I think it's
okay.
supposed to rain a little bit here tomorrow too, not gonna lie. So
It's always raining, so it is what it is.
we're working on
But
it.
one place where it's not supposed to rain, at least I don't think it is, and probably won't be as cold,
I don't believe so.
Austria, which is the next race, of course.
It is.
If it was anything like last year, we're gonna have a lot to talk about because last year
I have an inkling we're gonna have a lot to talk about.
I do too. Today we don't have all that much, and we're also on a time constraint because obviously Sydney is on vacation, so there's a
I just
little
got
bit. There's a lot going on, and I still got to pack because I'm going away tomorrow. But
to say we're busy bees this
we're
week.
busy bees. But
Busy
we are
bees.
going to get as much as we can done today. Next
Yes.
week we'll debrief everything that happens, of course. But for now, some interesting pieces of news that we need to
Hey, we
discuss.
got some news to talk about. Not too much. We got some news.
The big one, Valtteri Bottas has been
It's
teasing a Cadillac move on his Instagram and TikTok.
not gonna lie, kind of unexpected on my side. You know, expected, but unexpected. I don't know, because I was also seeing rumors of like Sergio Perez being like, Red Bull regrets what they
I saw
did.
that too, which
Yeah,
is
and
probably right.
I'm sure he's right, but like I'm thinking we would have had Checo kind of doing what Valtteri was doing, but I guess not.
I don't think Checo has the charisma that Valtteri has to be a troll on Instagram. Because Valtteri could purely be doing this and then not get the seat. It would be very on brand for him.
That is fair.
You
It's
can't see
definitely
Checo really trolling.
That's fair. I feel like it's also really early to be making.
They Cadillac did say that they're going to take their time. Of course, now that we say this, they're probably going to announce something
Well,
soon.
I feel like we've talked about it too. Like, I feel like you're gonna have a very experienced driver and potentially a rookie or at least a newer driver per se.
I feel like I might be going away from that prediction now. I feel like two veterans could be what we end up with. But I don't know. I really don't. Cadillac's all over the place, but I think it's a safe bet to say Valtteri ends up in one of them. But I don't know who's in the second.
I hope so. I love him. I hope to never see him leave personally. I also think I saw a rumor too of Danny Rick coming back.
I've, so there was a rumor going on that Red Bull was going to drop Yuki for Danny Rick. And
Okay, so we saw the same thing then.
we
Because I
saw the
was
same thing,
kind
but we're not even going to bother
of
talking
like,
about it because
the
it's
last
not going to
Instagram
happen.
I saw, he looked kind of like he just went camping for 6 months, and
I
that's
know exactly which picture you're talking
yeah,
about.
okay. Because I was kind of like,
He's got a full beard now.
he does have a full beard now. I was like, oh, okay,
Uh,
um,
he's been off the grid for a little while. He
not
truly tapped into his Australian
yeah,
roots.
not what I expected, but all right, a win is a win, I guess. Right? I'm not
No,
mad about it. I hope he.
I don't even want to discuss that because I'm gonna get my hopes up that we're gonna get him back, and we're not gonna get him back, and it's just gonna be a waste of time to talk about. So,
He's gonna be all over the Buffalo, what is it, Buffalo Bills before he
he's
like
friends with Josh Allen.
I was gonna say he's gonna be all over that
I
before
think
he's
he went to Josh
pick a
Allen's
ball
wedding,
boy
which is
before
crazy.
he's
But
an F1 again.
yeah, so not even gonna bother talking about him. But Valtteri, on the other hand, is gonna be something to monitor in the next couple of weeks, and we will
I would
continue to
definitely,
monitor it.
it'll definitely be. I'm curious to see how it's gonna play out. I'm excited. I like him. I love Valtteri. I think he's great. I don't know
I
if you ever
still
saw.
It's the second seed. I think Valtteri's gonna get the first one. I don't know what the second.
I see it. I see it. I think he's been a great performer in F1. Like I think he was great when he was with Hamilton. Like I don't know. I feel like
A
he.
good number two driver, and I think there's a very good chance that Cadillac, excuse me, ends up with two very good number two drivers because I don't think there's a world that, or let me rephrase this. I think there is a world where you get Checo and Bottas, both of which have been number twos, have never really been successful number ones by themselves. So that would be interesting.
I
But
think
like
it's
Checo's
interesting.
the reason Max won his first championship that last race, holding Lewis up as much as he did. So,
I think it'd be interesting, but I don't know if I want to see Checo and Bottas in.
well, it's a matter of if you want more young blood or if you want the two proven commodities. Do
Yeah.
you want to take a chance on a Mick Schumacher who's still young and has
Say,
potential?
no, I in terms of Cadillac's case, especially being the newbie at that point in time. Oh, there goes a cop.
She is
Um,
outside.
I don't know if I'm scared. There's never cops on the island.
Uh-oh.
Yikes.
We
Um,
have our title and our thumbnail now.
yeah, for real. I've never seen cops on the island before. Um,
I'm 1,000% going to name this podcast Cadillac Drama, parentheses, cops called.
cops call you should. Um, what was I saying? Oh, being in Cadillac's position, being the newbie in terms of being like on the track, I guess I could see them having two experienced drivers because I guess that kind of lets you work out the car rather than the driver itself, if that makes sense.
think that I think that's a fair point. I would say.
That's like the only, I don't know. That's the only reason I
It
would
gives
like,
them kind of ways to, actually make sure the car's
yeah,
okay because
that's
you
kind
have two
of,
drivers that are going to be good in it no matter what. So
I
it's a
don't know.
fair point.
I'm like, I don't know. Me, I don't know. I guess we'll see. We've got time. We've got plenty of time, so we'll
We
find
do
out.
have plenty of time. So we'll see. But Valtteri, of course, being the troll that he is, we had to talk about that. But two more pieces of news. We'll talk about the Franco news quick, just because it's really not much to talk about. But we had what? More?
The
Oh,
ambulance.
oh
Oh
no.
my God.
Oh, maybe I can't use that as my thumbnail and my maybe something actually happened. We'll
This
see.
island is not very big. That's
I
really scary.
guess stay tuned to the rest of this podcast because maybe we'll
Yeah,
have an
for
answer by the
real.
end.
We'll find out. Jeez.
Um, but to continue with the Franco news,
Wait.
we had talked about it a little bit the last couple of weeks that Franco was on a 5 race contract. The last one would be this race.
Mhm.
I saw something today that they are going to let him race in Silverstone, which would be his sixth race and is the race after this one. So it looks like we're not going to get Jack Doohan back in the car anytime soon, which not shocking, right?
I was gonna say I can't say I didn't expect it, to be honest.
Not shocking at all. However, I think it could depend on what Franco does this week, just because he's been better, but who knows? Flavio's a psychopath, so we gotta see. But that was one of our three pieces of news that we need to talk about. That Franco is going to race in Silverstone.
Oh, it was Silverstone. Or not Silverstone. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Silverstone. He's racing in Austria either way, but they said that he's going to race in Silverstone. So that is
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any reason for them to put Jack back in the car. I mean, as much as I am very rash against their decision to do that, I think it doesn't, again, I don't think it's worth them at this point in time in the season to sacrifice again another driver. I mean, I don't think Franco has been performing superbly by any means, but like I can't say he's been horrible person. You know what I mean? Like it's just very average. Like he's not outperforming anybody because he's also not under. Like it's not like he's coming in like
he's doing what the car is supposed to do.
that's
It's
what. Yeah,
supposed to
you
be
know what I mean.
high on the no points.
Like there's really nothing that I can like. I don't know. Like
Complain about. There's nothing to complain about, really.
yeah,
Like
there's
his
nothing to
first race
complain
was
about.
bad,
Like
but like since then he's been really
yeah,
good.
exactly. And it's just like I don't know. I don't see any reason for them to take Franco out, and I do hope they just kind of leave it how it is. I don't think it's again. I don't think it's worth.
The chaos that it could.
No, I especially being this deep into the season too. I mean,
I think it's pretty fair. And I
I
think
was
they're
gonna say it's
probably
deep
making the
into the
right
season.
decision. There's really not much to talk about on it. It's just more so
No,
making
there's
the
not.
decision.
But
So
I just don't think it makes any sense. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull something out of left field and
Well, I think what could happen is by the end of the year, if they know who's going to be that next year's driver, the next year's number two, or if it's not Gasly at all, maybe it's an entire thing, new one. I could see someone getting cut for like the last couple of races the same way they did last year, where doing
Okay,
race
I could see that. I could totally see that. I see that being a thing with other teams as well, but
which it happens a lot of times. So,
it totally does. I just don't see it happening
like if you remember, which
from
was the year before, but George Russell raced in the Mercedes for the last race of the season when he was still at Williams. So, granted, that was when Lewis had COVID, but
true, but I don't see any rhyme or reason for them to switch
mid-season,
that. Yeah, again, like I don't know,
it
like
just makes no sense.
unless Franco is absolutely horrible, which he's not. So it's just like, other than being an ass, part of my French, there's literally no reason for them to move Franco. Sorry.
Exactly. This is a child show, Sydney. Watch your language.
I was gonna say, well, we're not
You
even.
said worse, and I said that I was gonna piss down rain this morning. So I said it earlier. So we're
Like I'm thinking
PG-13.
about it too. Like we're not even a summer break yet, are we?
We are not.
So it's like
I believe that comes
I think it's in
after
August.
Silverstone.
Yeah.
No, it's after. There's two races after Silverstone. So there's Silverstone, then Hungary, then Belgium, and then the summer break, and then August 25th for the Dutch Grand Prix. So unfortunate. I won't get to see a race for a month, but we're not there yet. Um, so yeah, Franco's staying, not a shock. Someone that isn't staying and isn't coming into F1, which we also discussed a couple episodes ago. It's been a minute
Oh,
quiet
that's
about
made me
it.
so mad. I sent this to you. I was so mad.
Carlos Sainz Sr. Takes his
Oh,
name out of the running for FIA president. While while we talk about it, it's not that surprising because it would have been a pretty major conflict of interest had he actually done it, because then like there's a very obvious conflict of interest there, right? In the same way that Susie Wolf was running for presidency at one point, or running in something high up in the FIA. I think she still is, but there's probably a conflict of interest there too, right? Not shocking, but I think there's a lot of lost potential that we could have had there.
I was gonna say, I still think it's very annoying. I'm hoping at the end of the day, like he goes back into contention if perhaps Carlos decides to stop racing for F1 one day in the near future. I don't
Won't
know.
come in the near future, but it will come eventually, and I think that's when he could. But even like Carlos Sainz Jr., like his just the way he talks about racing, the way that he knows racing, he could be someone that could do it like 20 years down the line. That could be something interesting if we're keeping
No,
it that way.
fully. But no, I think it's just very disappointing to see. I think that would have been a nice fresh face to have in terms of the FIA and to have just like
Just to have a new fresh face and give someone a little competition.
a new perspective on
Exactly. And it's
the
needed
wings and
because
rules and
there's a lot of issues going on in F1 right now, whether it's race wise or not. There's things that probably need to be changed, right? And a fresh face could at least get that idea. And I'm sure there still will be someone that challenges the current presidency and the current
I hope
just
so. I mean, I
regime
genuinely
in general. But
exactly. I genuinely hope so, but it's just I don't know, it's sad to see. I feel like there's too much
he would be perfect for the F1 or
politics.
for the FIA. Like he's the perfect guy to have it. It's
Really
just
would. That's what I'm saying. Like as
granted,
horrible
it's not only F1 that he's going to have to monitor, right? FIA is everything, right?
everything. No,
So,
literally everything.
but
I don't know. Because it's one of those things too that I'm thinking like, okay, maybe like Carlos pulls a Danny Rick and just okay,
I
bye.
don't think he's there yet. He
But
is
I
not
don't
anywhere
think he
close to that
is.
yet. But
Especially since he just moved to Williams. There's no way.
Williams is too good and he is too young to be doing that so far. But
No.
a bit annoying. However, I think he'll be in there eventually, just not yet. Given some time.
Not-
So
Maybe the next 10 years.
next 10 years, we'll find out. But now that we got through the news, we said it was going to be a little bit of a quicker episode, and it will be.
I'm getting
But
heat
we
on.
have to talk about a race. And I think it would be criminal not to mention the race that happened last year in Austria, because that was when the season started getting really interesting. Because
Mhm.
McLaren had finally gotten their roll back, and Lando and Max came to blows for the first time last year. as that was the race that obviously with us being the biased McLaren fans, we're going to say that Max was racing dirty, which maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. There was also things that could have been done better by Lando, but it ended up with them coming to blows. Lando DNFing the race. Max finished fifth, which was a bit ridiculous because he gained points out of it. But it just was the first time that you kind of saw the rivalry that was going to be unfolding. And it also gave George Russell the easiest win of his life because he did nothing and the two guys in front of him crashed.
Yep.
And I don't remember who it was. I know the podium ended up being Sainz, Piastri, and Russell, right? And George was in the podium room or the celebration room, basically acting like he ran the race of his life. I think Oscar was like, they just handed you the race.
Like, dude, you literally just were in the right place, right time. Like, it was insane. I'm trying to look up the results right now.
I'll tell you the results right now. It was George 1, Oscar 2, Sainz 3, Lewis 4, Max 5, Nico 6, Checo 7, K-Mag 8, Danny Rick 9, and Pierre 10th. Lando DNF'd. Did he DNF? I don't know if he
Uh,
actually DNF'd. It says he was +7 laps behind, so I don't think he technically DNF'd the same way like last week he didn't technically DNF because he did over 90% of the race, I guess.
yeah.
But he got 20th, and Logan Sargent on brand was 2 laps down from everyone else. So on brand. But that's enough about last year. We got to talk about this year because
Ooh.
I think it's kind of do or die for Lando. Because if he doesn't do something here, I think it's very possible that Oscar runs away with it. And I also think it's very possible that George and Max catch him. So I don't know what to think of it. I think Lando needs to show out. And even if he doesn't win, he just has to beat Oscar and he has to beat Max. So.
It's, I don't know. I feel like I say something different every week, and the results are just
Well, what I think we need to do,
not there. You
we're
know
gonna
what I
open up if you have it available to you. I'm not sure if you did. I didn't mention that we should do this. We should do F1 predictions, the fantasy, right now. Um, we'll do our race predictions, and then we'll call it an episode because
I'm getting eaten alive right now.
yeah,
So
we're gonna try to make it quick. But let's open up F1 fantasy. Let's open up the predictions and see what we got.
let's do it. Let
And
me
I
open.
think we're gonna do it this way today, right? The first one is always to predict the podium. I say that we do it, but we don't say what it is because then we could talk about it when we actually do our, predictions. But I'm just gonna quickly do what I think the podium is gonna be, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but
I was gonna say, let me go to predict. Okay, here we go. I'm getting it loaded. I am a giant mosquito bite on my leg. Okay.
ooh, I'm
It's so
going
weird
to
doing it
just
on my
get bold.
phone.
I am getting bold today.
Make your predictions. All right, so you're doing the podium.
I did the podium, and we're not gonna say who we think is gonna get pole either because I think that's kind of gonna give away our predictions. So, question 1 and 2, we're gonna skip. Question 3 and on, let's talk about it when you're there. Just let me
All
know.
right, I'm on question 3.
Question 3. Who will qualify highest for the Grand Prix? And it is between Franco Colapinto and Pierre Gasly in qualifying. They've
I'm at
both been pretty bad in qualifying. Not even. Franco was pretty good in qualifying last week. Pierre's not been great. I don't think Franco has that in him again. I'm going to roll Pierre.
I'm also gonna roll Pierre.
Will Red Bull get 2 cars into Q3? I'm not going to think twice
I
about it. Yuki's not getting into Q3.
I was gonna say I'm gonna say no.
So that's a no. Who will have the fastest pit stop of the race?
I'm gonna
There's
go
an obvious answer here, just because they've been doing it every race. They just cannot do a
for
strategy correctly. I think it's going to be Ferrari again. Although McLaren could be it, because McLaren has been a
I was
lot
gonna say
better.
I don't know, I'm kind of feeling McLaren. I might have to roll McLaren just to switch
I'm
it
going
up.
Ferrari to be safe.
I'll roll McLaren. Who
Who will
was at the
set the
fastest?
fastest lap of the race? I'm going to roll Lando, because he needs to. Literally needs to.
I'm gonna roll Max.
I think Max and Lando could have 2 very good races, because they both raced very well last year. Oscar was not great, and George was kind of just lucked out. But who will finish the race ahead? And this is Lewis, Kimi, Fernando, Ali, and someone else.
I'm gonna go
What does
Kimmy.
none even mean? I don't
No,
really know what none
none
means.
of them are going to be
I remember
like
finishing. I feel like that's a little
ahead. You know what I
tricky.
mean?
I was also gonna roll Kimi, and you'll see why in a moment because we have to talk our predictions,
Oh
and you
God.
hear what I'm gonna say. But will there be more than one use of the safety car?
I'm gonna say
Last year, I believe there was only one. It was because of the Lando and Max crash. So
I'm
I
gonna say
think,
no.
yeah, I agree with you, and I'm gonna double down on that.
How many qualified finishers? I'm gonna go 18. I don't know. I feel like there's been too many car problems for me to be nice about giving 19 to 20 finishers.
I'll
Just
go
saying.
19. I'll be a little different than
I'm
you.
gonna go 18 because
That's pure guess.
I think the last time you said 18, I think there was like 16 or four like
Yeah.
17 finish. It was insane.
And who will be ahead in the team standings after this race between Racing Bulls and Haas?
I'm gonna
Both
go
teams,
Haas.
both teams have 28 points right now.
I'm gonna go Haas. I got some faith in SD Bestie
It's the
this week.
bestie. What happened last week? I'm actually
I want to say he did really well last weekend or the previous weekend. I can't remember.
last week we had
I think
Ocon in
he did pretty
ninth, and he was
well.
the only one of those four race drivers in the points.
I'm gonna go Haas.
I will be different and go Racing Bulls.
I'm gonna put my times two on that because I haven't put on anything yet.
Okay, now we're finished.
Submitted. Back to home.
So, because of that, we have an idea of what we're going to do for our race predictions.
Year.
And I'll start it off because, as we know, I am still winning. We all had 0 points last week, which means the score is still 21 to 14. But since I'm winning, I'll go first. It'll give you a chance to kind of maneuver, right? And I'm going to go fifth to first. I'm going to
Oh,
make it a little different today. But in fifth, I was on the Williams train and I really wanted to do it again. They have not looked good the last couple of weeks. I will not be doing it again. It's going to be Charles Leclerc because
okay.
Lewis can't seem to figure it out. And Charles is just consistently in fifth, right? He got fifth last week. What
I
did he get?
support. I
Oh,
support.
Charles got fifth last week. He got third the week race before that, and then second the race before that, and then sixth the race before that. So he's been around there, right? Fourth. I actually think I messed this up. Hold up. I did mess this up. Okay, no. Max is getting fifth. I'm sorry. Charles is not getting fifth.
You put Max in fifth.
I'm putting Max in fifth. And you will see why in a moment. In fourth
Dude.
place,
Dude.
I'm putting Oscar Piastri in fourth place. He didn't have the best race here last year. He would have got fourth last year if everything went how it should have, right?
That's
Oscar's
crazy.
going in fourth, and I think Max is going in fifth just because I think the guys ahead of him have shown that they are faster now. We're getting a Kimi Antonelli podium again, back-to-back weeks. He's getting third again. And I think Mercedes has finally figured it out, and they are finally in contention with the McLaren and the Red Bull because they've looked very fast the last couple weeks. Even in qualifying, like George has looked really good before he even won the race. I think that continues. So Kimi is getting third, which leaves two drivers for first and second. We can think of who they are, right? We have Lando that we're still waiting on. We have George we're still waiting on, and we have the two Ferraris. I'm going to spoil it. The two Ferraris are not making a podium, so you could forget about that. I think George Russell may have finally found something. And I think that he is quietly creeping up into this championship to make it interesting. I'm going Lando in second, and I'm going George Russell to win this race. And when I tell you, I don't know what it is, it's just a feeling. The Mercedes car looks very fast lately. George Russell has been the most consistent driver in the grid. He's the only one that hasn't made a mistake, right? Lando obviously made a mistake last week. Max has had his days where he's not in the best. The only race that Russell has not been in the points was Monaco, and that was because they had a bad qualifying. That wasn't his fault. George Russell is winning this race. Lando's getting second. Lando's going to make up ground on Max. He's going to make up ground on Piastri, but George Russell is catching them. And I'm telling you, he will pass Max in the next couple of weeks. I'm telling you now. So there you go. I had fun thinking about this for a while. So I was thinking about this all day, actually. We're not going to do the bonus yet, but City seems mind blown right now.
Oh. Uh, oh, okay. I have no words. My jaw's on the floor. I have no words. I hope this works out for you because that is crazy.
This is either going to be every single one of them is going to be right, or I'm getting none of them right. So
Okay,
I
well,
like playing the game like that.
I'm gonna be normal. Be normal here.
Are you going fifth to first or first to fifth? So
I'll go first fifth.
okay. She can't even talk. She's so shocked. I got her my tangent there. I got very passionate.
I'm going to put Lando Norris as P1,
All right.
put Max P2,
Very basic, but okay.
put Oscar P3. I'm gonna put George P4.
I love how I was so like aggressive with it, and you're like, I'm scared to say anything now.
I'm
I'm just gonna put this
scared.
here.
P5. Ugh, I don't even know.
Is this what you put for your predictions too? You had Lando, Max, and Oscar, and
Yeah, that's what I put in my predictions.
that's why I didn't want to say what I was putting for Kimmy.
Um,
So in reality, you have Kimmy or the Ferraris, or
I
if
know.
you're
I
gonna
think
get bold and a little sneaky,
I'm gonna do Charles a solid. I'll put Charles P5.
Charles Leclerc.
I'll put Charles P5.
Now we have some bonus that we need to talk about. Unless you care to explain any of those reasonings, like what do you?
Not really. I think it's pretty basic. I mean, I feel like I go back and forth between Oscar and Lando on P1 because you never freaking know who it's gonna be unless you're Dylan and you think Mercedes is not one. But
I don't think he
I know
has one.
I feel Max is due for a podium.
I think that's fair, and he had one last week, but he's
Yeah, but I feel
not
like
the
a
same.
good podium. I would say like a good podium, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. I'm putting
And
numbers
then
next to you.
I don't know. I feel like Ferrari's also due for something at least decent per se, but I don't know. I don't think it's really anything that's
Shocking. It's
not
pretty basic.
really.
And I think both of them are like pretty basic. It's like we're not doing any crazy ones in the top five. It's just the order of mine is a little psychotic, but I'm having a little fun with it. So let's do it. Now, random number generator. This is going to be for you. I'm going to unblur myself for a minute because I would like to see my numbers. But this one's for you. So let me know when you're ready and get it up, and I will spin for you, and you will spin for me.
All right, let me pull it up.
The nectar's correct. Ow.
Number generator. Where's my wheel? Oh, there it is. What do we do? 6 to 20?
6 to 20.
It restarted mine. Hold on. Okay. Ah, it's horrible.
It's okay. I can see it.
There we
Ready?
go. Yeah.
3. Okay, we're spinning. City will be picking 4. P19.
You got 12.
Picking for
Ooh.
12. Okay. So we have yet to get a bonus where we're in the top 10. I don't think we've had a bonus in the top 10. So
I don't
you're
think we have either.
you're P9, you're going for 19, not 12. I'm going for 12.
Oh,
I'm looking at our notes. But if I'm not mistaken, you said there was only going to be 18 qualified finishers.
I did.
So you think two people are going to crash out,
You. Oh
which
no.
means who's going to get further in before crashing out, or who's going to crash out at the same time and get further on the track. I will say if there's two people that crash out at the same time and one of them is your person, I will give it to you.
I I'm gonna go first on this one, just and I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna say Liam Lawson.
Liam Lawson P19, and I think that is a very fair shout.
I'm gonna say Liam Lawson and pray that I actually get the bonus on this one this time.
She gets the bonus. She takes the lead in all likelihood,
That
unless
would
I
be
somehow get something wrong.
beautiful.
But in P12, I'm just looking at it. Last week's P12 was Yuki. The week before that, it was Bortoletto with Yuki in 13th. Monaco, it was Ollie Behrman. Imola, it was Nico. And Miami, it was SD Bestie.
Brutal.
I'm looking at it and I noticed there is a common theme of someone who has been around P12 basically every single time, which is Yuki. However, there's someone else that has been around P12 every single race and has not actually gotten it yet. Oh, yes, he did get it one time.
Hope.
I'm rolling Ollie Behrman in P12.
Really? I haven't heard that name in a while, I will say.
He's been consistently mediocre.
Consistently Mr. Consistent.
Consistently mediocre. He's not going to break the points, but he's going to have a nice little race and he's going to get P12. And I'm going to take a fat lead over you. So, because I'm going to get every single pick right today. Every one of
I'm like still kind of speechless. That's insane
them.
predictions. I like
It's going to be
that's
fun.
crazy.
Having a little fun with it. Let's see what
That,
happens.
that's crazy.
But we've covered everything. It was a little shorter today,
A
but
little
it needed to
shorter,
be.
not too much to talk about.
Not
I
really that much shorter, honestly. I think it's still like around 30 minutes, but I could be very, very wrong about that.
think you're
Let me
right.
actually tell you. You called me at 9:15. You started like 5 minutes after that. 9:20. It's been 32 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say a good 30 minutes.
So that's good. We're still pretty consistent with it, even when we're trying to be quicker.
It's okay. Anything for the podcast. I'm getting eaten
Anything for the
alive.
podcast. She's getting eaten alive and she does it for you guys. Whereas I'm sitting here, I have my air conditioner off because it's really loud. I'm hot. So you could say I'm also doing it for you guys.
Also,
I'm dedicated.
gotta do what
But
you can, you know what I mean?
it's okay. Any last final thoughts on this race before
I
we
don't think so. I think it's either gonna be really boring or really interesting, honestly. I don't think there's gonna be any between.
that's just kind of what F1 is now, though.
Yeah, and I mean, based off your predictions, that's
We're gonna get some
crazy.
chaos.
So,
I will even go further and say Lando's going to qualify like fifth, right? But he's going to get the strategy so correct and he's going to pass everyone except for George.
I'm
So
I'm hoping we get it together. I was seeing videos today. Lando seemed very confident, so
he needs to be, and I hope he is.
he looked
So
very confident.
let's see what happens.
Cross my fingers. That's all I can do. Cross my fingers.
That's all you can do. But in the meantime, enjoy Florida because I'm
Oh,
very jealous.
thank you.
I'm going to enjoy Cleveland because that's where I'm going this
Yes.
weekend.
Cleveland this weekend. Gonna
I'm
be
going to
excited.
actually hopefully get to watch the race with Mr. Nick Angelino. I'm not sure if he's going to
Oh
win.
my God, wait, that'll be so fun.
That could be interesting. So, and maybe
That'll be so fun.
we'll teach Claire a little bit of F1 at the same time. But
F1. I love it. I
who
love to
knows?
love
But
to
in the meantime, thank you guys for watching. Follow the
think
Instagram,
so.
subscribe. You know,
Like, follow, subscribe, share, tell your
go
friends.
watch our last Instagram reel actually because we're approaching 1,000 views on it, and I don't know where that came from, but
Woo! I
pretty
don't
actually
either.
sick.
Only like 200 people viewed my story from my
My
name.
hashtags. I put the best hashtags.
I'm shocked.
Let's see what we're at right now. We are at load,
You
please.
hit 1K.
977 views.
No, you're kidding.
I will watch that reel 33 times or 23 times myself to get to
I'm
that.
so shocked that it got that many because it was like one of the worst ones I've ever done.
I know, but I think it's the songs that you put behind it too.
I think it's
I put Feel It by David behind it, and that's like a poppin' song right now. We also had 13 likes. Like the ratio is not great, but it's fine. Like that's pretty sick. So
I love it.
there's some movement in social media.
I love it. We got it.
And I think I have an idea for something that we should try to work on because I've heard the F1 movie is really good. I don't know
I
if we're going to be able to watch it together because we both have a lot going on in the next couple weeks. It could be something that we watch and review and like just do it after, but we can figure it out eventually.
We'll figure it out. Maybe it could be something we do during some break. It's kind of late though.
It's kind of late. I did get some intel from Mr. Hunter Deutsch because he posted it on a story and I asked him about it. He's got his movie podcast and he said that the F1 movie was, I'll give you his exact words, and he's obviously very, picky about what he likes and doesn't like as a movie person. His
Absolutely.
exact words were so, so good. I said, is it good? And he said, so, so good, which is a double so. That's big for him. So
All right, I guess like we're gonna figure it out.
We have
We're
to
gonna
watch
watch
it.
it.
I guess we're gonna have to watch it, but
Watch it.
uh, always the future plans. We'll figure it out. But thank you guys for watching.
Thank you for watching.
It's a pleasure as always.
Always.
Cannot wait for this weekend and see what happens. And we'll see you guys next week.
I'll see you next week.
See ya. Peace out.